when your pain becomes your purpose? Have you ever wondered what happens when the very thing that breaks you becomes the foundation for your greatest strength? I recently had the privilege of interviewing Janelka Williams, a truly extraordinary woman whose journey from trauma to transformation has become a beacon for countless others. Her story and the wisdom she's gathered along the way reveals something profound about the human spirit that I'm compelled to share with you today. Janelka isn't just a therapist, she's a revolutionary force who has helped thousands reclaim their lives from the ashes of trauma. Her approach combines raw honesty with deep compassion in a way that cuts through pretense and gets to the heart of healing. My passion is that you be well, Janelka often says. It's more than a catchy slogan. It's the culmination of a life rebuilt from shattered pieces. What struck me most about my conversation with Janelka wasn't just what she overcame, but how she transformed her deepest wounds into a mission that heals others. And that's what I want to explore with you today: how our most painful experiences can become our most powerful purpose. We live in a culture obsessed with appearing strong, don't we? Especially in certain communities. We're taught to pray away our problems, to push through, to perform resilience even when we're crumbling inside. We post our highlight reels on social media while hiding our breakdowns in bathroom stalls. We've become masters of the I'm fine response when we're anything but fine. But what if, and stay with me here, what if our softest, most vulnerable places are actually where our greatest power lives? What if the path to true strength runs directly through our wounds, not around them? This isn't just inspirational talk. This is science. This is psychology. This is the reality I've witnessed through stories like Ashley Brown's. Ashley grew up facing significant adversity, raised by a single mother in an under resourced neighborhood while navigating systemic barriers as a Black woman. The childhood trauma she experienced left her with crippling self doubt, making her nearly invisible in traditional career spaces where racial bias already made advancement difficult. But here's where her story takes a turn that illuminates everything Janelka Williams teaches about transformation. Ashley didn't just survive, she invested in her healing. Through therapy and mentorship programs specifically designed for Black women entrepreneurs, she began rebuilding her sense of self from the ground up. The platform she eventually launched, coaching women from similar backgrounds, quickly gained traction. Today, she's a sought after speaker on resilience and entrepreneurship among Black women. But what's most remarkable isn't her success, is that she normalized conversations around mental health as part of professional achievement in communities where such discussions were once taboo. Years of feeling unseen fueled Ashley's determination to create spaces where other Black women could thrive unapologetically. Her pain became her purpose. Her wounds became wisdom that now guides others. But transformation isn't just about finding success after hardship. Sometimes it's about having the courage to walk away from what's killing you slowly, even when it looks holy on the outside. Consider Sonia White's journey. For years, she hid her struggles with depression behind church leadership roles while enduring an emotionally abusive marriage. The stigma she faced when finally disclosing her experiences was crushing, especially within faith communities that often discourage open discussion about mental health struggles. Yet Sonia made a choice that changed everything. She began writing candidly about her journey online. She started group counseling sessions at local churches. Eventually, she founded a nonprofit focused on trauma recovery for Black families. Her openness sparked dialogue across congregations about abuse recovery, and participation in support groups soared among previously silent survivors. After nearly losing herself trying to look strong, Sonia discovered that true strength meant seeking help and helping others do the same. The ripple effect of her courage included policy shifts at several churches regarding support services for survivors. One woman's refusal to remain silent transformed entire institutions. Think about that for a moment. Her willingness to be vulnerable didn't diminish her influence, it multiplied it exponentially. This is what Janelka Williams means when she says healing requires action, not just hope. It demands concrete steps, seeking therapy, pursuing education, setting boundaries, even with loved ones, and sometimes leaving everything behind to start anew. Prayers are powerful, but they work best when paired with decisive action. But what about those of us who appear to have it all together? The high achievers, the ones with impressive titles and seemingly perfect lives. That brings me to Brandy Mitchell's story. She was celebrated as one of New York City's top educators until severe burnout forced her into medical leave. Despite outward success, a loving family life built after escaping domestic violence, she felt empty inside due to unresolved past traumas compounded by workplace stressors common among high achieving Black professionals. Brandy's pivot came when she embraced holistic wellness practices, including therapy, while advocating publicly against grind culture through social media campaigns targeting young professionals. Her vulnerability resonated widely. Many educators credited her with giving them permission to slow down without guilt and seek help before reaching crisis points. Growing up seeing strong modeled as silent suffering led Brandy initially toward overwork instead of self care until repeated breakdowns forced change. She later founded an organization providing scholarships and resources specifically supporting the mental wellness journeys of Black teachers nationwide. Her advocacy has contributed significantly towards shifting cultural narratives around what success looks like and feels like in both education and business spheres. Fulfillment, Janelka Williams reminds us, through stories like Brandy's, comes not just from external achievements, but internal wholeness. These three women, Ashley, Sonia, and Brandy, embody the transformation that happens when we stop running from our pain and instead allow it to reshape our purpose. Their journeys echo what Janelka discovered in her own life, that every hardship, no matter how devastating, can become a stepping stone for growth when we're committed to healing and honoring our purpose. But let's be honest, this work isn't easy. It's messy. It's uncomfortable. It requires us to look unflinchingly at parts of ourselves and our histories that we've spent years, sometimes decades, trying to forget. Why would anyone choose this path? Because the alternative is living half alive. Because carrying unhealed wounds doesn't make them disappear. It just ensures they'll continue bleeding onto everything and everyone we touch. Because pretending to be strong when you're broken doesn't make you stronger, it just delays your healing and diminishes your impact. And because, as Janelka Williams has discovered, there's something profoundly liberating about transforming your greatest pain into your most powerful purpose. This isn't just about individual healing, though. When we share our stories authentically, even the parts marked by shame or pain, we break cycles of silence in our communities. This vulnerability opens doors for others to seek help, prioritize mental health, and build lives rooted in wellness rather than mere survival. I'm reminded of something profound that emerged from my conversation with Yanelka. Softness isn't weakness, it's our superpower as we rewrite what thriving looks like together. Think about that for a moment. In a world that rewards hardness, that celebrates the grind, that glorifies exhaustion as a status symbol, choosing softness becomes a radical act of self preservation, of self love, and perhaps most importantly, of self honesty. Because here's what I've learned from Janelka Williams and the story she's helped bring to light. Strength isn't about how much you can endure in silence, it's about how honestly you can face your truth and how bravely you can share it with others who need to hear they're not alone. So, where does this leave us? What do we do with these insights? I want to challenge you today, right now, in this moment, to stop running from your pain. Stop numbing it. Stop pretending it isn't there. Instead, look at it directly and ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How might this transform me? Whose life might be changed if I had the courage to share this journey? Your wounds are not just scars to hide, they are maps that can guide others home. Your broken places are not just where you've been hurt, they're where your light gets in, where your empathy grows, where your purpose takes root. Today, I dare you to take one step toward transformation. Call that therapist you've been meaning to contact. Write that letter you've been afraid to send. Set that boundary you've been terrified to establish. Tell your story, even just to one trusted friend without editing out the messy parts. Because when you do, something miraculous happens. The very pain that once threatened to destroy you becomes the foundation on which you build not just a new life, but a legacy that outlives you. Janelka Williams often says, my passion is that you be well, not that you look well, not that you perform wellness for others, but that you actually authentically experience wellness in your mind, your body, your spirit, your relationships. Your pain has purpose. Your healing requires action. Your story can empower others, and your transformation from surviving to thriving, from broken to breakthrough, from victim to victor might just be the very thing that someone else needs to witness to believe that their own transformation is possible. So today, I invite you to stop hiding your wounds and start honoring them. Stop running from your pain and start recognizing its purpose. Because when your pain becomes your purpose, you don't just heal yourself, you help heal the world. Thank you.